Hello and welcome to Creature Club, the podcast where we go through the 5th edition monster manual for Dungeons and Dragons. And today, I and my co-host Mikey,
what up? How's it going?
Over there, will be talking about more demons. We're jumping into the Goristro, who is a nice chunky fella.
Very chunky. And wow, we got a whole load of these guys to do, don't we?
We sure do.
We are still on demons. We are still here. First of all, sorry guys, we've been gone for 2 weeks. Whatever. Sorry about that. Stuff
There's
happened.
been lots of it were basically just life stuff. Like my laptop's been acting up, and all kinds of chaos has just been ensuing. Maybe it's because we're doing demons. Are the demons angry at us for studying them? They don't want everyone to know. Okay, so share this podcast. Share this podcast with your friends to fight against the demons.
Yeah, so if you guys send this podcast on to 3 more different people, and then they have to send on to 3 more different people, and that means the curse is gone from you if you do that.
Yeah.
So,
or else you'll be cursed by demons for the rest of your life.
If you send this to person, and the person that you like and have a crush on will have a crush on you back. So
wow.
Dude, guys, send this podcast on. It's fucking magic, apparently.
Yep, it's giving our lives chaos, so we're gonna spread it out and make it less concentrated on us.
Yeah. Also, I'm moving continent as well. I'm moving over to the United States as well. This is the last episode of the podcast I will be recording in Ireland for the time being, anyway.
So you're gonna hop over here with me. Although yes, you're still gonna be
in a different state, but
very
same time zone. Try and figure that out, guys. Guess where we are. Not same time zone, like I think one time zone away. So there's some more variables for you.
You're gonna be central, and I'm gonna be one of the others. Ooh,
yeah. Am I central? I might be. Yeah,
I think you are. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm not central at all. All right, excellent. So, we are doing this guy,
Goristro. This guy right here. Can you see him? I'm pointing at him right now. A little bit of podcast humor right there.
Yeah, a bit of it's a audio show kind of humor. But yes, so this guy showed up in 3rd edition. Yes. And I'm pretty sure that's the edition when they started calling them the Tenari. That kind of rebranded them. Is that right? I think so.
So.
Daniel knows more about that, but I could be wrong. Yeah, so he showed up in 3rd edition, and then he was in 4th edition, and he was in 5th edition. And once again, not too much on him other than what we have in the book, other than that he's a demon. He's just a better demon. He, for people at home, he kind of looks like a bull, like a minotaur, but much bigger, much demonic, much more scarier. Would you say that, Tim?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's been some updates to his physical description. Apparently, he's very red, as far as I can tell right now. But he's been described as kind of brown and yellow, or brown, or that. The only things that have really changed about him are the kind of physical descriptions and his physical evolution. Yeah, to kind of pin down what he looks like.
Yeah, that's just the artwork, though. I'm sure in your game you can make him whatever the feck color you want. As long as he's big, muscly, and has horns like a bull, and he runs through stuff. Yeah,
that's what he do.
That's what he do. So we might actually just hop into it and read the little blurb here that we have on him. Tim, would you like to give it a read?
Of course. Goristro. The Goristro resembles a fiendish minotaur towering more than 20 feet tall. When controlled by a demon lord, Goristros make formidable living siege engines and prized pets. Goristros possess preternatural cunning when navigating labyrinthine passages and shifting corridors, pursuing foes in a terrifying hunt. A hulking Goristro sometimes bears a palanquin carrying smaller demons on its broad shoulders, much like an elephant carries riders on its back. That was a mouthful.
Yeah, very much so.
Some
Well done,
nice
Tim.
words in there, yeah. Preternatural, labyrinthine, palanquin.
Somebody had a dictionary on him.
Someone had a thesaurus, yeah.
A thesaurus, yeah.
It might actually be palanquin, but that's beside the point.
Yes. But that's a cool image, though. Just a bunch of small demons on top of this guy.
Yeah,
Maybe throw
really-
a Dretch on there, or a Mains, or whatever.
Yeah, which we'll be getting to pretty soon. Or a Hezro, for spoilers for next one.
Spoilers, man.
Maybe he's large.
Yeah, he is large.
But it really gives a good sense of just how enormous this dude is.
Yeah. So first things first is his kind of shtick is he's huge, and you make him kind of siege through like buildings and walls. So before
Like
getting
demons.
into the dessert, I can picture him in like, you know, if like a demon army is attacking like a keep or something.
Yeah.
He's like the one running straight towards it, like Attack on Titan, kind of running through the wall kind of thing. And smashing down the wall. And that means the demons kind of get through the wall. So that's kind of a cool set piece for your demon siege adventure that I guess you might have.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Like I'm like most of the time demons are kind of restricted to coming to the world through a demonic portal or something. So if your portal isn't inside the city, like if you're just like, damn it, we missed the city, well, let's go get a Goristro. And then the Goristro just kind of trops along. He's like, all right, my turn. And then he just runs through a wall. Like,
Yeah.
I'm imagining
shit.
cinematically. like it starts like the demons talking. And they're like, oh, we need to get a Goristro. And the Goristro kind of stomps into the like, all right, my turn. And then it just cuts to inside the city where everyone's just having a normal time, and then just thump, 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 and then just smash through the wall.
That is a pretty great, like, just you're having a regular old day, and then you're sitting down in your keep, and you're like, today's a great day. You know, I filed all my taxes, I got them all done. I polished my armor. I'm
getting a raise next week.
I'm getting a raise next week. I talked to that girl I like. It's a great day. And then, like, a second later, smash, a Goristro just comes through the wall. I'm like, oh God, roll initiative.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of how I played demons in the game that you guys ran. Like, everyone was just having a normal day. There was a little bit of drama in the town about the queen or whatever, but then suddenly just demons. Just demons everywhere. Just left, right, and center. Just burninating the city.
Burning the city, yeah.
I
remember in my games I did with you, Tim, your character Abe, his backstory was that his keep where he was like a soldier at got smashed up by demons for some reason, even though it was like a very it was a great keep, very well defended. And I like to think that maybe a Goristro was like a big part of getting through the keep. So
like as it says, they're just siege engines. Like they are for tearing down walls and buildings and big armored doors. So, that's just that's what they go and do.
Yeah.
Oh, I also did read that they are from as a part of the Abyss, they were friends with Baphomet, because Baphomet is kind of the beastly chaos god, basically. Yeah, the Prince of Beasts. And rules over minotaurs and other savage creatures. So he'd probably be friends with the Barlgura from
friends, or like is it more of a leadership role?
Yeah,
I wouldn't say they're like mates. You know, they have a couple beers and catch the game with him. You know,
they're buddies. Yeah, they play D&D together.
Yeah, or like humans and
humans and homes.
Humans and homes.
Yeah. But yeah, that's kind of the only other detail that I just remembered right there about specifically them.
Yeah, that's cool. And other than that, there's actually not a whole lot more about them. They're just, they appeared in 3rd edition. They're a bull demon, and they're pretty cool. Shall we jump in to the meat?
Dinner town? Meat and potatoes, dinner town?
Dinner town. Meat town.
Choo-choo.
Choo-choo, meat town.
We need to just get a solid branding at this point.
Nope.
No.
No.
Our chaos is our brand. All
yeah.
Right. Cue the music.
People don't listen to us for consistency or like anything like an actual podcast would have.
Yeah.
I think so. I have no idea. Does anyone actually like our ramblings?
I think
no
they
one's
do.
ever No one's ever commented about, like, everyone's like, oh, you helped me out with my games, but no one said, you know what I love? You're fucking shite talking.
I mean, they say that it's a very casual, like, podcast. Like, it's laid back, and they appreciate that. So, you know, we hear your words, everybody. So thank you.
Thanks for listening, guys.
When you pray to us at night, we hear your words.
Jesus.
Yes, my child.
Tim is my god.
Yeah. I put myself
quick little detour with that one. Tim, whenever he grabs someone's phone and put his phone number on it, like, here, sure, I'll give you my number, no problem. Instead of just Tim or Tim Porter, he puts down Tim is my god on your phone. So
I've been a pretentious man for many years prior to this podcast. So
yes.
Remember to share your favorite podcast, Creature Club, and all of your 3 favorite hosts, Dan, Mikey, and Tim. And
yeah, mainly Tim.
Mainly Tim. Yeah, just me. I'm your best friend. You can tell everyone that you know me, that you met me in person, and I shook your hand and signed a thing. Just write you Tim Porter on something.
Yeah, put down on your phone, Tim is my god. Then it's just like being friends with Tim for real.
Yeah, and then just mash your palm into your keyboard, and maybe you'll get the number right.
Maybe. Give it a call. See if it is.
Give it a call. Yeah. Anyway.
Is this Tim? No.
No.
Right.
All right. Well, I tried.
Yeah. All right. So Goristro, huge fiend, demon, chaotic evil. Ooh, spooky. Armor class 19, natural armor. So that's pretty tough. Hit points 310. So far...
consistent with the chunky boy hypothesis.
That is so far the highest hit points we've had for a demon. That's including the Balor.
Yeah.
So
Dang.
he's quite chunky. Speed 40 makes sense. And is that right? I don't want my book being wrong again.
That's consistent.
Right. That's consistent. Strength 25, Dex 11, Constitution 25, Intelligence 6, Wisdom 13, Charisma 14. So impressive stat block. 25 strength, 25 con. Kind of, it shows that he's a siege engine. He's supposed to be ramming through walls and being strong and being able to take like a flurry of arrows or like cannonballs that are being shot from the keep. So
and not very dexterous because he has the like charge. Like he's a charger person, which means he can't turn very well. He's all about straightforward, bullish power. Get it?
But he probably could turn though. I'd say he's not like a T-Rex.
His intelligence 6 is a little low for a challenge rating 17, but I suppose he does have to have a kind of Achilles heel being a challenge rating
you don't
17.
Really. In fact, like you don't really need intelligence too much. Like, what's he gonna do with intelligence? Like, he doesn't cast spells, so
fair enough. Saving throws: strength plus 13, dexterity plus 6, constitution plus 13, and wisdom plus 7. So he has 4 out of 6 stats. He has a saving throw in. Wow. Jeez. And a plus 6 on his saving throws. That's pretty hardcore.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's
Skills.
his proficiency on that.
Yeah. Proficiency bonus of plus 6. His skills of perception of plus 7. Damage resistances, cold, fire, lightning, bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage from non-magical attacks. Damage immunities, poison.
That makes sense for a demon.
Yeah, that's been consistent, basically. And then the same damage and condition immunities to poison and poisoned. Senses, dark vision 120 feet, and a passive perception of 17, which means he has proficiency in that. Language is abyssal, so if you want to talk to him, you got to talk to him in his home language or have some kind of comprehend language.
Yeah, first one he doesn't have. First demon that we have that doesn't have telepathy.
Yeah. You got it right.
I think I said that right this time.
You did. Perfect.
Hooray! So you have to talk to him in abyssal, and he only. So he's kind of like the bruiser, not kind of dumb.
Yeah. That's consistent with his kind of bestial background. Just this big, dumb, chunky boy.
Yeah.
For throwing himself through buildings. Yeah.
And he has a challenge rating of 17.
Yeah.
And if you beat him, you get 18,000 experience points to put into your experience bank.
Into your experience
or into your pocket. Your pocket. For later. to spend on whatever you want.
Yeah.
New skins. Concept art. If your DM has concept art.
Just unlockables in game. You get to have peeks at your DM's notes if you spend XP.
Yeah. Instead of leveling up. That's a cool way of doing it.
Maybe.
Yeah. Charge. If the Goristro moves at least 15 feet straight towards a target and then hits it with a gore attack on the same turn, the target takes an extra 38 7d10 piercing damage. If the target is a creature, it must succeed a DC 21 strength saving throw or be pushed up to 20 feet away and knocked prone. Wow.
Good
that
lord.
Is, like, I get that he's a challenge rating 17, so you're going to be a high level fighting this guy, but that is a lot of health, though. That's oof.
On top of whatever else. Like, if he runs at you for 15 feet and then starts attacking you, he just gets that extra damage.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even... Does it say if it hits you? Towards a target and hits it with a gore attack. Okay. I missed that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You gotta hit him.
Core. 70. So it effectively doubles the damage dice. Looking a little ahead.
So like, if he just runs at you, he can just smack you away. And oof.
I'm scared.
That is scary.
I like his beard though, so he's not too bad.
Actually, it's cool. It's like one of those kind of like metal bass players would have one of those beards. They'll be bald, but have one of those beards.
Very Byron.
I'm every bass player ever.
The Beast.
He would play bass in the band, I think. And that's not a bass players are dumb kind of joke, because the two of us are bass players. So
we are, yeah.
Labyrinthian recall. The Goristro can perfectly recall any path it has traveled. So that's going with, it's like kind of, he's like a Minotaur, and he can get through, and as Il said, he can kind of get through mazes. And that's actually goes into what I was going to say before, when we talked about this before.
Yeah.
Like out of the podcast, I mean. The spell Maze, which is an 8th level spell that you can learn if you're a wizard. A creature you can see is banished to a labyrinth-shaped demiplane. It can use its action to make a DC 20 intelligence check. So that's a very high intelligence check. And it's one of the only spells I know that does intelligence checks. It's up there anyway. There's not a whole lot of them. And this guy will be perfect. But it says right after, a Minotaur or Goristro demon automatically succeeds. So when it gets his turn, he just gets out of that maze, no problem.
Yeah.
So
I feel like in game, most people wouldn't know about the story of the Minotaur or the Goristro or of like Icarus and Daedalus.
But it does say on the spell sheet though. Like it says on the description.
Right, in the description.
Yes, because I remember that when I used it quite a lot against when I was DMing and I had a wizard and I used it against you guys, and I did it against Dan's brother Adam, who was playing he was playing the Pugilist class, which is a homebrew class. But he was very dumb, and I kept using it on him, and he just would never get out of this maze until the wizard died. Like it was very funny.
And he was a tank, so it was very effective at getting rid of him.
Yeah.
But I basically being able to get rid of this guy is a pain in the ass.
Yes. So I guess if you have a wizard on your team who uses the maze spell, which probably wouldn't happen any recently because this is a town rating 17. Throw one of these guys at it; it'll be fun. But it's just a fun little. I don't know if that kind of it's like relevant in any other sense, but it's it's a fun piece of trivia, really.
You'll get to tell your wizard that they have a flashback to being taught the maze spell and like their dad or something saying,
"Yes,
remember, son, this spell doesn't work on Minotaurs or Goristros."
Yeah, it's going to be a Naruto where it's like 5 episodes long, and you're only just kind of learning that. Yeah, hey, I'm your dad, and it won't work on a Minotaur.
I know I haven't been in this story at all yet, but here's this piece of information.
Okay, cheers. Thanks, man. Cheers.
Wow, cheers, that was a really relevant flashback. Anyway, let's go.
Good thing it showed up right now. All right. All right. You want to go ahead, Tim, with the next ones?
Next one is Magic Resistance. The Goristro has advantage on saving throws against spells and other magical effects, which is, I think, consistent for every single other one. No, it's not. The Dretch, of course, doesn't have it. But,
of course. Jesus.
Yeah. And the Barlgura. So it's not totally consistent. It must be just kind of sprinkled around the demons.
Yeah.
It is a siege monster. The Goristro deals double damage to objects and structures. So, yep, that's how you theme. You give him one really good ability against something, and that will be their job.
Yep. And you can just picture him running towards a castle wall with that ability, where he has the charge and the siege monster ability, where he does double damage. He gets the gore. he'll hit it no problem because it's a fucking wall, so it doesn't have like it doesn't have much of an AC anyway.
Yeah.
Because he has plus 13 to hit anyway, so I think he definitely hits it. I think walls have like maybe either 10 to 13 AC, so he'll definitely hit it, no problem. He'll do double damage of a 7d10 plus 7d10. So that's like
14, 28 d10.
28 d10s plus 7 plus 14.
Not plus 7.
Sorry, yeah. 28 d10s plus. So he just goes through that wall, and he will go through any building. So maybe if you have like honestly, I think that this guy would be great for a siege based, like kind of a tower defense or like a protecting the keep kind of adventure, where maybe the demon army is like, you know, popping up in different places, and then like Helm's Deep style, your adventuring party have to like help out this small little town or like keep. Yeah. And like demons are coming, we need your help. We're like, our people have lost morale, and you have to help them out. And one of these guys just kind of comes through, and then once he breaks on through and start going through buildings, all the small demons just start kind of scrolling in, and then you have to fix it somehow. Like it's a really cool, like you can kind of picture in your head, and it just looks like a really interesting adventure that it could be there. And it's once again, it's one of those monsters where it's on the stat block, and that's all you really need to know that this guy can be pretty cool. So,
pro tip: if you are trying to bring down a Barlgura, don't use Legolas. He will not protect your walls. If something is going to destroy your
Goristro.
walls, no, Legolas. Legolas will not take down Goristro. What did I say?
You said using a Barlgura.
Oh, my mistake.
That's fine.
Well,
but I guess don't use Legolas.
Yeah.
And I don't think Legolas could take down a Goristro, and like, you know, he had like multi-attack definitely.
Point proven.
I had a couple turns because he ran. No, he dashed the Berserker.
He's probably a fighter, so he had action surge, so he used that.
Legolas a fighter? Oh no, sorry, the Berserker's definitely a fighter. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what Legolas would be. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, don't use your. Well, even though, you know, Legolas tried, man.
Yeah, he did.
You don't see fucking Gimli throwing axes at him. Like, no one else could have done that but Legolas.
Yeah. And then he failed anyway.
He did,
anyway.
yeah.
I'm going to quit harping on Legolas.
Yeah, no, let's not do that. He's cool. He did
He's
enough.
a nice boy.
But yeah, no, that's just, it's such a cool image of a Goristro smashing through a keep wall, because that's what he does. And, you know, if you're going to use him for that. So,
yeah.
Or make him start going through houses and buildings, and then you as an adventuring party are like, stop that. There's people in there. You got to help these people. No one's going to pay us. Of course, that's what your party's thinking about the most, because you need money.
Like, I feel like your comparison to Attack on Titan is really, really good, specifically for this dude, because like if you want to run an Attack on Titan-esque campaign using the demons as the counters, or as the Titans, basically the foils to your party, would be really cool. Like you can have your scout squad and send them out to fight them off and skirmish them and try to study them and find out what the hell is going on. But,
very cool.
Yeah. Goristro is definitely the armored titan, just charging through shit.
Yeah,
I don't think
like the smarter demons would like send him in first. Yeah. Like, Goristro, do your thing, and then
do your thing,
and then there you go. They have a readied action to shoot fireball once the wall is down. I guess no one has a fireball except for maybe a Balor, but no, he doesn't have that. No, he does. No, he doesn't. Does he have magic fire or death throws? He doesn't. No, never mind.
No, you could just send a Balor in to explode.
To explode.
Tell him
Kamikaze Goristro. That's a pretty. That's grim. That's like
grim dark.
Your party's not going to survive that one.
No.
Anyway, sorry. He has actions. This guy does have actions. So let's read those actions.
Go for
multi-attack. The Goristro makes 3 attacks. Wow. 2 with its fists and 1 with its hoof. Melee weapon attack. 13 to hit, reach 10 feet, 1 target, hit 20 or 3d10 plus 7 bludgeoning damage.
There you go.
Hoof, melee weapon attack, plus 13 to hit, reach 5 foot, 1 target, and he hits 23 damage or 3d10 plus 7 bludgeoning damage. And with this one, if the target is a creature, it must succeed a DC 21 saving throw or be knocked prone. So, wow. Maybe you can kind of flavor it that he kind of stomps you down. With that one, and like does a Goristro stomp, which I'll get to that one in a second. Or instead of doing the multi-attack, you can do a gore, which was it goes back to the charge action he has, where he hits you with his hooves, and it's a melee weapon attack plus 13 to hit, reached a 10 foot, one target, hit 45, 7d10s plus 7 piercing damage. So if he does that and charging, as we mentioned, he does extra
Heckin' damage.
Do the maths there, and that's the way to go, man.
On an average, he would hit about, what is that? 83. 83.
Yeah, that's with the Goristro stomp. I was talking to Tim before this. We're recording. It sounds like it. I was looking at the 4E stat block, and he has standard stuff that you might see in 4E. He has slam, double attack, but he just has a thing called Goristro stomp, immediate reaction when a non-adjacent enemy moves adjacent to the Goristro. So if you go up to him, he just stomps you as a reaction.
That's pretty cool. The Goristro stomp.
And you're knocked prone. Pretty much the same stuff as a hoof here. So maybe he does that.
Cool.
But I love the way it's called Goristro Stomp because it's like a fucking anime. Goristro Stomp! Just has, you can picture him just calling out his attacks.
Yeah. He choreographs his moves.
Like he only speaks Abyssal, but he speaks in common when you're saying when he's saying his attack names for some reason. How come I don't understand that and only that?
He says his own name correctly. And then one word. Goristro fist. Goristro hoof. Goristro gore.
Well, Goristro is what he is. Maybe his name's like Dave or something.
Yeah, that's true. It's important to name all of your Goristros.
Yeah, all of your monsters. Name them all something differently because your players will ask.
They sure
What's his
will.
name?
Steve.
Bing Bong.
Bing Bong. Bing Bong the Goristro.
Bing Bong. Did you say Steve?
Yes.
Maybe it's Steve as well. All right. Cool. And that's the stat block. A pretty cool stat block. I actually quite like the stat block quite a lot. What do you think, Tim?
I do too. I think that his obvious physicality is throughout. His magical resistance is just kind of a go-to for a slightly higher level demon, and his labyrinthine recall is kind of a callback to his living in the abyss with the Beast Prince dude. So he's a very consistent and well-rounded character, I think.
A good dude.
A nice guy. Look at that face.
Sound bloke, nice guy. He's around to move your couch if you need him to.
Yeah. He'd probably be very handy when you're moving house. Just
probably,
big chunky.
Unless he fucking smashes through the
wall. You want to move house, do you? Then he just plows through your house. No, that's not what I meant. I can move it from here to the floor. Yeah.
Goristro. What
a good boy.
Yeah. Shall we just cut to the chase and just stop this yammering and get to the good part?
Yeah.
Let's get into it. All right.
Ring that dessert bell.
Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling.
Here we are in the dessert town. So, do we want to do a classic White Room Matrix level? Neo, I'm your friend. Just hit me, man. Moment.
Neo, I'm your friend. Just hit me, man. Sorry.
That's how it went,
yes.
right?
I think so, yeah. And he kind of screamed and ripped apart some handcuffs. That's all I remember about the Matrix. I've done that, I've thought about your impression of that so much. But obviously we can't do it on audio format because it's all in the face. But if you guys just watch The Matrix and watch the scene where Morpheus is getting out of the handcuffs and his Lawrence Fishburne's face during that is just, I love it. It's one of my favorite things ever, I think.
Yeah, Matrix is hilariously memeable and everything.
But the Matrix room.
Yes.
So does this matrix room have walls or I don't think it would like a keep, because you feel like you'd be great for a keep. But like let's just go with the white matrix room for the moment. How do we think he will fare?
So at level 17, if you are challenging them at their challenge rating, people are fucking massive, to put it mildly. Like, one of my characters that I was just making just for lulz as a paladin has just an absurd amount of abilities at 17th level. Like, they get their 4th ability score improvement, and they have supernatural resistances, and like at this point they really need to be able to absorb a lot of damage and deal out a lot of damage and like stall, which is what I think this guy is pretty effective. Like, with both his charge and his gore or his hoof, he can knock people prone, which is always an inconvenience. A prone creature's movement option is to crawl unless it stands up, thereby ending the condition. Creature has disadvantage on attack rolls. An attack roll against a creature has advantage if the attacker is within 5 feet of the creature, otherwise the attack roll has disadvantage.
Yeah, melee attacks have advantage, range attacks have disadvantage if you're prone.
Yes.
Or
and your attacks get disadvantage as well, so that's very inconvenient.
Yes.
But unless you're some kind of spell boy.
Yeah, like, so if he does like a hoof attack first and then the 2 fist attacks when you're on the ground,
wow.
I guess so. But after that, you just kind of get up and you shake it off. Like, your level, let's say if we're doing the Matrix Room Classic, 1 Goristro versus 4 level
party
17
members.
guys, party members. We have a fighter, we have a cleric, we have a wizard, we have a rogue. Let's go with that. I'd say, once again, this guy, he punches pretty hard, but if it's just one of him, he has 3 attacks, and they do average 20 to 23 damage. I don't know, I haven't played too much high level. I know the fighter has like 3 attacks at that point, I think. Yeah, he does. He has his third attack, so he has 3 attacks in 1 turn. And if you're 2 other guys after that, I think this guy will go down in probably 2 or 3 turns if you're fighting it in that kind of level. The classic monster. I feel like if you're doing it as written with just 1 monster versus a couple of a party of guys, just with action economy, your monster is always going to go down in 2 or 3 turns if it's done in this kind of way. So, or 4, it's up there, but it depends on the dice rolls.
Right, obviously.
But like, fighters do a lot of damage at that level.
And especially if it is the only challenge that they're going to be facing that day, which is unlikely if you're encountering a siege. Like, action surges are going to be flying, extra attacks.
Yes.
People are going to burn their feats and abilities that they get for their classes, and they're going to do their best to tear this big boy to shreds. Because I would presume that Goristro, there aren't going to be many of them on a battlefield.
No,
Unless
maybe not.
Big fight.
Like, if you have because we were doing the Matrix Room where it's just 1 Goristro, but if you have a siege, that's like, I really like that idea. Where, let's say it's a small town. We'll go to small town because huge battles are great to like think about and look at, but it might be a bit too much for to figure out how to do it exactly.
It's not very.
But it definitely, if you do have a big, like, I think Daniel, when he did a siege before, he kind of had different points, and then like the party can, like, I remember we were like picking at the points we wanted to go to, like the place over there is the west is getting attacked, go there, and then all right, and then we go there, attack the guys there. It's like the east is now being attacked by something, and then you go to the east, and then that kind of stuff, and then you're like always running around trying to help it. So maybe that can work for this. But I know definitely the point where your party members are, if it is a huge city, you'll fight 1 Goristro. He will run through the wall, have a couple of small demons on him that jump down and stuff. Maybe even like a Balgur is there as well. And you have a couple of throw yourself like a high level NPC in there to like give you a hand or something, just with a couple of the bruises and stuff, and to make it a bit more of a larger scale. But you probably have 1 Goristro and definitely like dretches and mains and
left and right. Just all like over the place. Yeah,
minions basically at that point. Minions too. But no, just all out kind of fight kind of thing. But definitely 1 Goristro, and then maybe during his turn he doesn't fight your PCs. Maybe he's actually just going through buildings and with role playing, your characters will be like, they would. I feel like they wouldn't really be sociopaths and go like, that's bad. Or they wouldn't be sociopaths and say like, whatever, I don't give a shit about that. They'll be like, oh no, building's going down. There's people in there, or whatever. The city, this beautiful city's being attacked. I'm gonna stop them, and then like you attack.
Some of my favorite pottery is made in that shop over there.
Yes, exactly.
Save the crockery.
Or he fucking runs right through the Joe's chicken stall that you befriended at the start of the campaign. Like, no, Joe.
Joe.
My favorite NPC that was very inconsequential.
Yeah.
That always turns out that way.
Yeah.
And the PCs never talk to the actually essential NPCs. But whatever, that's another story.
Maybe I wrote something for him.
Maybe Joe is like secretly like Act 3. He's like,
yeah.
Well done, heroes. You found out it was me. What?
What? We were not expecting this at all, Joe. But you came here to my lair. Yeah, we didn't think it was going to be your lair.
Yeah, you could have got away with that, man. We could have thought you were still good. Shit.
Yeah. Fuck.
Yes, but
yeah,
I love the siege idea.
Stuff.
I love the siege idea for Goristro.
Yeah, like we broke out of our white room and immediately we went to siege because that is what this boy is for. This is what he's built for. It's what he does. And it's what he does.
Do you remember in Lord of the Rings: The Third Age, the PS2 game? Once again, a Creature Club deep cut reference.
Love it.
But yeah, I know you love the game, but just for people who are listening out there, like what the fuck is he talking about? But in the Helm's Deep part, where like you had Aragorn and Legolas and Gimli, and they just had like OP like abilities. But you were fighting like loads of guys. I can just picture like having like, you know, your cool NPC shows up for this one, who obviously won't be as cool as your player characters, because you always want your player characters to be the coolest guys in your world. But you know, the guys that you like, and you're like that you made, they show up like, and you have loads of demons. Then have them show up and like, all right, let me do a cool attack at this one point, and then all right, time to go now. See ya, and then I have to go help this other side, just for
Yeah. Like, you fight a Barlgura at the front door with, like, a general, like Aragorn or something. And then you take down the Goristro, and then you see banners flying on the east wall that there's something else has gone wrong, and you see a bunch of flames. And then you see, like, a Balor fighting, and you fight alongside a Gandalf character, basically. Yeah. Like, if you are in a city, they will have, like, a general and a court wizard and all of these, like, actual people that presumably would make sense to have in a fantasy context where magic and war and fighting happens.
It really depends on the scale of the settlement. Like, if you had like what if it was like a tiny settlement, like a small town with a small wall, and for some reason the demons want to attack this place, and then like your players are like, I don't want these guys to die because that's just like, you know, barbaric for them to like die, but it's a slaughter if they want to go in here. And that just kind of like, you know, you guys, your players, like you guys as the players would just be the best fighters there, but you're fighting with all your might and like leading these, you know, these soldiers to like fight these demons off.
Or that could be a cool like plot hook as well, where the demons are attacking this little village that you're in, and maybe you're not ready for a fight like this, so you have to get everyone out, but somebody wants to stay in the town to protect something from these things, and you're like, oh, what do you have, sir, that these guys are attacking this village for?
That's cool. Know? I like that. That's very, very cool. And then that way you have to deal with NPCs too much. You just have a cool town backdrop where the Goristro can run through buildings, but no NPCs are there, but also kind of adds a bit of intrigue, like, wait a second, why are these demons going in here? What do they want? And then it's you and, like, you know, the lord of the town. He's like, we must protect the fecking orb of might. I keep it, and the demons want it.
They want it. They want my orb.
They want my orb. But something like that, you know, make it something, another MacGuffin that you have in your world. But that's a cool idea, Tim. I really like that.
Because, like, demons don't tend to attack terribly randomly. Like, they have either been summoned, or like a god from the abyss has some kind of like something that they want, you know? And they'll tear open a portal, and then, I mean, it'll be chaos to the people, and it'll be a very chaotic time with all these demons around, wink wink. But like, don't do things for no reason.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's the storytelling in general. Yeah.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
have a reason for it. But you know, the regular the Goristro, he just wants to smash through stuff. You know, that's his goal.
He just
That's
wants
his.
to smash.
He wants to smash, and that's what he's there for.
Goristro smash.
Yeah. I guess it does say something that we're always just we always want him to smash through a wall. Well, every Goristro appearance that you're gonna have in your game, make sure he smashes through a wall or a building or something, a structure, because he's built for that, and it'll be so cool. Like you just want that to happen. This guy
is a great little like visual device, basically. You seeing the buildings that your characters may have become familiar with just laid to waste in front of you.
Yeah.
If you're a good DM, come up with a nice flowery language for exactly how it happens. Like reference items that they saw in the shops or something just shattering under its feet or something.
Yeah. No.
My favorite dog statue.
Yeah. Throw him into a China shop and see what happens.
Nice.
It's cool. I like this guy. But okay, how about we've been talking about him in Siege. Is there anything else we can do with him? Is there really... What if he's in a labyrinth? Have we ever talked about how to do a labyrinth in D&D? Because I feel like that's kind of a thing you could do, but people don't really want to do too much. It's kind of hard to do.
It's a lot of like left and right and left and right. Unless you have a nice big battle mat and you have the plan like in your head and you have it like perfect, or even in your notes, like just drawing it as they go and like the encounters that they'll have therein.
Yeah.
But a Goristro is a huge fiend, so you're going to need your battle mat to have 4 5-foot squares for a single row. So you're going to need a bloody massive battle mat.
Oh yeah,
and
but
if it's too small, you'll just hear him breathing in the next row over.
Yeah, I don't think you'll be doing the labyrinth for even like a Minotaur actually as well. Maybe Minotaur as well, but like you wouldn't really draw out on all of it on the battle mat because it could be huge. And even a Minotaur is large, I think.
Are they?
So it might be. I think so. Yeah.
I'll go have a quick look. But yeah, I definitely do get what you mean by that kind of stuff. Like, if you were to make a labyrinth, it would be like very, very tricky to make it like interesting. Like mazes themselves are a lot of fun because of the kind of confusion. Whereas as a DM, you do have to kind of put a little bit of like you can't cause confusion just by saying you guys are confused, you don't know where to go.
Yeah,
and then offer them 2 directions that they can go.
Yeah,
Minotaurs are large. And what CR are they? Just put it away. Just a sec.
Actually, I have them right here. Never mind. It is challenge rating 3. So my point I was going to make with that is if you want to do a labyrinth, Minotaurs for a low level party, Goristro for a high level party. That's if you want to choose, and we'll get to a Minotaur when we get to M. Wait for that, guys. We'll get there. But right now it's Goristro. So we're going to talk about high level play in a labyrinth. But I think with a labyrinth myself, and this is a bit sneaky. DMs only right now, guys. DMs only.
Tell your players to stop listening.
Stop listening, players. Whatever. Do what you want. But everyone listen, please, to our podcast, Creature Club, on all platforms where you get your podcast.
Except Stitcher, apparently.
Except for Stitcher. We tried so fucking hard.
I think they just keep kicking us off for like no reason. It's not fair. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't really know what's going on. But we're on Spotify. That's like the most important one. Anyway, digressing. A bit of a... I think you should do this labyrinth. I never tried this, but just kind of wing it as a DM. Don't let them know that you don't know what's going on. Make the labyrinth up as you go along. So if it gets uninteresting, just make it interesting as you go along.
In there.
Add in a couple of dead ends, add a couple of puzzles in there to like maybe go through a wall, and just make it up as you go along, man. It might if you do because you can print off a maze and like pretty much just do that and like print off a maze from like a mazegenerator.com or wherever. I don't know if that's like a actual website, but if it is, whatever, I just advertised it. But print off a maze from that, and you can just add in encounters into like different parts. You could do that, but if they could spend hours doing that. But if you kind of make it up as you go along and like have ideas for encounters in your head, maybe like a random encounter generator or random encounter table that you have on your notes, and like, okay, cool, I'll put a dead end here. Let's have him fight, do a puzzle now. Let's make him fight this, and maybe like the boss of that labyrinth is a Goristro. So just like towards the end, make a Goristro disappear, and then that's the boss. But make sure your players don't know that you don't know what's going on. Like, always have that illusion of choice.
Yeah. That's a very good idea. Like, leave it basically as confusing to you as it is to them. But you have you're holding your cards to your chest that you have no idea what's going on.
Yes,
which is kind
definitely.
of like the improv. Like, I'd say for sure the improv DMs would be a little better at it, and people like me who like to plan things out, it's good practice, basically. Like, that's a safe bet for confusing your players while maintaining an air of confidence in yourself. So that's a good practice for improvisation.
I am huge with D&D, and like for your games and for your settings, I am huge on mystery in there. Always of always having an essence of in your world, not having everything written down about your setting and world, and or not giving everything to your players. All the information.
A little bit of je ne sais quoi.
I guess so. Whatever that means. What does it mean?
A little bit of joie de vivre. Well, je ne sais quoi is just French for I don't know.
Oh yeah, okay.
But it's what people say for like an air of mystery.
Yeah. And maybe just for this, don't let them know that you don't have like an actual labyrinth written down. So, but for you, Tim, for a guy who writes down everything and for like having stuff prepared, just have a bunch of encounters and puzzles that you want to happen in the labyrinth, and then random encounter it and just roll the table. It's going to happen now. Or think like, oh, I like this puzzle. I want this one to come first, whenever. So you just make it happen. It's just the actual maze part is the improv part, really.
Yeah. No, the way you said roll the table there just made me think, not rolling dice. You're going to roll the table. That's going to really confuse your players.
Yeah.
You're just going to throw the table across the room. All right, now where are you?
The dice are inert, but the table rolls around.
You always roll a 1.
No, your seats are stuck to the table. It's like one of the the teacups in Disneyland.
Oh yeah.
But then for some reason the dice is in the same spot. So it's like a reverse spin the bottle.
Yeah.
Where the bottle stays the same, but you guys are turning around. Like a fucking
roll the table.
A fucking like hellscape demonic, which is pretty fitting version of spin the bottle.
Yeah. Heck yeah. Demons, huh? I mean, playing with demons, I think your mind even turns a little bit more chaotic just thinking about them, because it does take a little bit of lateral thinking for most people to come up with cool, chaotic, confusing, and another C word type of levels, you know?
Yeah, I really like demons. I myself, we're stuck on them for a while.
For the next 100 years.
For the next couple episodes, and then we're on fucking devils after that. So it's kind of
straight into devils.
I don't want to be controversial, but it's kind of the same shite going on. But
just
they have different abilities though. They have different abilities. But we'll get there. But I like demons though, because as I said in the first Demon episodes, I like to treat them as make them like orcs or stormtroopers in your world, where they're just bad things that are bad, and your players can kill them because they're bad. Because you're supposed to kill them. Because in Star Wars, you kill the stormtroopers because they're the baddies. In Lord of the Rings, you kill the orcs because they're baddies, and you don't really feel remorse for it. Or like zombies, you kill them, don't feel remorse about it. But I like making demons that version of that in my setting. Yeah. Where they're just a miscellaneous bad thing. Where, evil.
Like, they are definitively evil. Like, there's no qualms about, like, oh, I'm going to stop him, but all he wanted was to take back his land, which was stolen from him. No.
Yeah.
No, he lives in the abyss, and he's on the material plane, and he's killing everyone.
Yes, exactly. Like, I love doing, like, that gray area kind of, but he's actually, he was fighting for his own cause kind of thing, but, it's good to have like just an evil to fight, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the gray area stuff is good for like character development and stuff. But if you just want to have a good slog, then demons and stuff are nice way to do it. Like, give you guys a good fight.
Yeah.
And the Goristro is a lovely example.
Yes. Even devils, I treat in the same way. Like, they're less chaotic, of course. They're lawful, but I treat them in the exact same way, where they're just a bad thing, but they're a bit more sinister and, like, smart about it. So...
I mean, they look very chaotic. Like, they are lawful, but, like, if you look at the Bone Devil, that guy does not look like somebody who sits down and haggles with you over your soul with a cup of tea.
Just, you know? But imagine. Could you imagine?
I don't think I can, Mikey. I don't have
Jesus. I'm actually just... I got mixed up what the Bone Devil is. Yeah, this guy, even though he has 13 intelligence, you probably could have a chat with him.
Yeah. He's a scary dude. He's one of the most frightening illustrations, I think, in the entire Monster Manual.
Yeah, that is cool.
Whereas the Goristro, I think, is one of the coolest. Yeah, I love the Goristro's illustration. So kudos to whoever drew this boy.
Yeah, it's very cool stuff. God, this book's great. If you've been listening to the show and you haven't bought the Monster Manual for 5th edition D&D, I suggest you do, because it's just a great book to have. Even if you don't DM yourself, it's actually just a fun read. You said yourself, Tim, where it's like the first book that you bought because you just liked reading through it.
Yeah, like I wanted to build a world. Well, actually, it kind of inspired me to want to build a world because I wanted to get myself a book, and I could find a player's handbook anywhere, but the Monster Manual was really just like... It's basically a tome of just really badass stuff that you can fight or that you can fight with. And I love it.
Yeah.
Very, very much.
I love it so. All right. So the Goristro siege engine guy, maybe you can throw some demons on him. Maybe he has like a couple of platforms where the smaller demons hang on. He could also be a labyrinth guardian. Is there something else for a close off? Is there a third option we can do with him?
He could be the owner of a china shop and fight the stereotype.
Fight the stereotype, yes, that's always good. A bit of a
just throw a wrench in the works, and in the abyssal plane you come across this really, really cute little china shop that's being run by a Goristro.
Hello.
The planes of chaos are mysterious places. So,
but is it called China in your world?
Bone china, yeah. They make it out of bone devils.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a third option. I don't have another idea for this guy.
I mean, they're pretty straightforward. They are punchy fight boys that are just full of spitting vigor, basically.
Yeah. Imagine like one of these chops like going through, like you're in the arena or something, and this guy just charges through the gate, and you're like, "Fuck!" Like,
you're supposed to wait for the gate to open. Go back, close the doors, and wait.
Basically, Thor Ragnarok, where, when the Hulk runs out.
Goristro smash.
Yeah, I know him.
But that guy.
That'll be a great image, though. Just he's supposed to wait for it open, but he just smashes through it, and you're like, grab. And maybe some wizard just spawned, like powerful wizard just spawned him like in the arena because he wanted a fighter or something. That'd be pretty cool.
I mean, I know that in Critical Role there was a Goristro who was used to quite great effect. But I found out that Maze Generator is not a website, so if somebody wants to pick up that, they are perfectly welcome to. But Matt Mercer allowed them to summon this Goristro, and to control the Goristro, you had to know his like true name, and by sheer luck, they got it right, and his name was Yank. So like
they got it right.
Yeah, Yank the Goristro. I as far as I remember, it was a hilarious moment, but like from a very intense fight with this extremely powerful adult white dragon called Vorugal from the Chloroma Concave. They summon this Goristro and they get his name right, and they just he fights for them because they know his true name. So knowing their true name is a cool way to be able to control them once you've summoned them. So if you have a go-to Goristro, then he'll fight for you.
A go-to Goristro, just down the road, he have him. But yes, that's a very cool. That's a very cool idea. But I also like the idea of names being a great boon, but a very kind of a double-edged sword where it can be very dangerous to have that name. Very, very dangerous.
Because then the Goristro has it out for you.
Yes, and also
This guy
maybe you
knows
can
more.
summon him as well. The name.
Scary
Try
stuff.
it out. Try it out in your game.
Do we want to Monster Hunter this monster?
Well, do you have any ideas for it?
Well, I like his horns, but I don't know what you could use them for. Like,
Maybe
I was thinking
a
maybe like an actual horn that you kind of blow through, and
Okay.
it allows you to. I'm not sure. Magic resistance. You blow the horn and you gain his magic resistance.
The labyrinthian recall, maybe.
Oh,
A really
yeah.
specific item where you blow on this horn and everybody can get through a maze. That's cool, but what?
I feel like most of them would be banned in the maze circles. Like, welcome to TikTok's maze world. Goristro horns are not allowed. Are
Oh
banned.
man, leave him at the door, please.
Leave your Goristro horns at the door. These extremely expensive, extremely rare items. Just leave them at the door.
I can just picture giving that item to a player, and they're just like, "What? What
Are we
the
gonna-
fuck did you give me?"
Are we planning?
Are we going to a
go
maze
to a labyrinth?
any soon?
Yeah. No, you just have this labyrinthine recall ability.
Yeah. I like the idea of maybe making his skull with the horns into like a super powered ram,
Oh,
battering ram.
nice. And it would be fucking massive. That's like for taking down the Black Gate of Mordor kind of
Of
thing.
Mordor, yeah, because that,
Yeah.
like exactly, like maybe if you have like a Mordor in your world where it's just like an evil keep, you can smash it down easily with this thing.
You're taking the fight to them, basically. Like, you've been harassed by these demons, and at this kind of level, if you're strong enough to take down a Goristro, you're at the basically epic level, so you can go to the abyss and fight these evil gods on their terrain, basically.
Wow,
Yeah.
ambitious, Tim. You're very ambitious.
I'm an
You
ambitious
think that
man.
just being level 17 will be enough for you to fight off the abyss?
Uh-huh.
Because you do realize if you look at the abyss, Tim, it looks back at you.
I didn't. Don't tell me that. Now all my hopes and dreams have been crushed.
But yes, you were right though. High level, you as a DM can think of so many like batshit crazy stuff. Like make him go to hell, make him break through like the gates of hell with the Goristro skull. That's like, that's cool.
Pretty rad.
That's rad. You guys are like level 17, 18, 19, 20. Like no one plays at that level. Be crazy at that point. Like, if you want to, but it's great if you do. Like that's what D&D's all about, going on these batshit crazy adventures,
Yeah. Like it starts
so-
small with like little folksy things, and then when you get to using a Goristro ram to knock down the gates of hell, you think back and you're like, I remember fighting that twig blight and almost dying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just copped that there. Wow. Grim.
Yeah. I think it is hilarious how quickly people level up, and like once you get to that point, you've probably gone for like a couple of years with your character, but like in game, it's maybe been a couple months, unless you have like specific time set aside for people to learn their stuff or give them time to level up between adventures. Do you have any other ideas for Monster Hunter-y boy?
Let's have a look here. Maybe the hoof you can make it into like a big club where you can
or a
smash it
hammer.
on the ground and it does the Goristro stomp where it knocks people prone. That's a cool idea.
Everyone around you starts dancing the Goristro stomp.
Yeah, everyone do the Goristro stomp. I just picture, I don't know, like just stomping your foot and like spinning around the circle. It's hard to like,
Stompy stomp.
stuff.
I'm Mr. Bull. Stompy stomp.
Stop.
That's a reference to Auntie Donna.
Yeah. Another deep cut
Creature Club deep cut.
Creature Club reference. Yeah, that's really it though. I have nothing else with this guy.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that boy.
I think we got a good. I didn't actually think we get too much with this guy, but
No, neither did I.
we got
We've
quite a
gone
bit with
full
him.
hour.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Thanks everybody for listening. I think we are running a little short on reviews, so if
We got
if
one
you feel
more.
like, I think we have one more, which I'm going to save for when all three of us are on again. And if you want to send in a review and hear me or one of the other guys read out a review of yours that you leave, particularly on iTunes, because that seems to be the only one that we have consistent access to, write it up now. And it helps us with regards basically visibility in the podcasting space on iTunes and on Spotify, and sharing us around is obviously very powerful, but leaving a reviews is kind of like outstanding in comparison to a single view. So if you could do that for us, we will pay you back by reading out whatever you write. I mean, don't be racist or anything like that. Don't make me say anything terrible. Yeah. But thank you so much for the people who have reviewed us and who continue to listen. And we're going to be back again. Hopefully next week there will be another episode.
Yes, hopefully. Speaking of sending stuff in, and this probably might be the first time you're hearing this, Tim, because we don't really, we kind of are in different continents and it's hard to talk to, but we're actually, we have a lot of homebrews in right now, and we're thinking about doing a homebrew special soon again. So, very soon. So if you guys have a homebrew and we're thinking about sending it in, send it in now, and it could very much be in the next episode.
We even have one or two left over from our previous episode that we'll do our best to get to. But we are starting to get a nice full basket of delicious homebrew that you guys have sent in that we very much appreciate.
But it'll be good to kind of like we have a lot of generous people send us in like a bunch of stuff, so it'll be good to kind of spread out the ideas a bit. So if you have one anyway, send it in, and if we end up getting loads, we'll just take it out of a hat and then see which ones we'll do on that episode. So yeah, it could show up.
We have a couple of people who have submitted enough for basically an entire episode.
Yes,
at this point,
very much so.
One or two people have sent in quite a bit.
Yes, but yeah, send so homebrews. If you want to send us homebrews, please send us to Creature Club podcast at gmail.com, or go to the contact us section on creatureclubpodcast.com on our website. We are on all the podcast places, and you can subscribe to us if you haven't already. We are on Spotify, we're on iTunes, we're on all that stuff. So give us a listen. And
we're on Twitter.
We're on Twitter. Please follow us on Twitter at Creature Club Pod. Just at Creature Club Pod. No spaces. POD at Creature Club Pod. Sorry, I have to make sure I say that right, because I've been told by maybe Stephen Brady or something who says, I can't hear you when you say that. But no one hears you when you say Gmail, Daniel.
Gmail. Yeah.
Like us on Twitter, guys. Follow us. Not like us, because that's Facebook or something.
Yeah.
But
I've been getting more and more active on Twitter because of because of Pub Draw, which is a Critical Role show. I've been learning to draw in my spare time.
Right.
But I've been on Twitter more, and I see anything that is posted. It's primarily our friend of the podcast, Christopher Stewart, and Stephen Brady, keeping us in line with regards to our hiatuses.
Yeah.
But we see it, and we'll respond from our personal accounts as well.
We got a lot of great stuff. Actually, I want to read out one that we got after the hiatus that I really liked. That was actually just I kind of wanted to hear that day, and I wanted to say thank you to them. Crypto Carto at Crypto Carto on Twitter. We put down on Twitter that sorry for the hiatus, we've been very busy, and then they just said, I miss your casts, but don't burn out, you have so many letters to go. And I'm like, thank you so much, man. Thank you so much.
Dude.
That is very nice to hear at that kind of time. We're taking our time with it, but we want to make sure you guys have something to listen to, so we're trying our best to get it out as much as we can. So thank you very much, Crypto Carta.
Another special little thing that is on Twitter, Daniel, as he mentioned in the previous podcast, is doing this on this D&Day, where every day or almost every day he gets sick with the drink apparently a couple times, but he's been doing this thing where he looks into the Wikipedia page for on this day in history, and he'll take a piece of like world history and bring it to life basically in a D&D kind of way. He'll take inspiration from a historical thing and then just build content, basically either a story arc or an item or a creature or some form of thing.
It's a very fun creative exercise, I think. And if you follow Daniel at his name is Dan White, and he's at Big Bread Dog.
Yep.
That's his Twitter handle. If you follow him every day and he puts up something, just type in and say, this might be a cool idea. Then, he might make it into the thing. It's kind of, I love it as, I think I done it once for like the Popeye one where superpowered spinach on the day Popeye was made.
I did it for the, what was it? There was some kind of like flying beaver was the name of some kind of thing, or they had sing spear.
Flying owl, spear throwing owls, was that it?
Spear throwing owl, yeah. And I saw one of the names, and then I looked up the person that was referenced, and it turned out that they had a cool name as well. It was like Smoking Frog or something.
Cool.
And yeah, like it is cool to find this weird stuff and then look a little deeper and find some other inspiration in real world history to bring to a world. Like creating D&D content is just so much fun, which is why we have this podcast and why we just enjoy this whole thing.
Exactly, yeah. So that's follow Dan White at @BigBreadDog, or just check out the hashtag on this DNDAY. So D and day.
Yeah, D and day.
But if you follow @BigBreadDog, you'll find it no problem. That's a bit more easier to say. Great. So thanks, guys, so much for listening to the show. Next week will be something else.
Yep.
We'll leave it there. I've been Mikey.
I have been Tim.
Stay cool.